Do you know, I mean, I think that, at least for me, living in a plural marriage situation versus monogamy, it's really taught me a lot about the word commitment and the meaning of commitment. In our marriages, we really have to give and take, and we really cannot be selfish. I mean, and so I've had to really learn about, there are times when I am unhappy or things aren't going well, or just like in any other relationship, it's like you just have to be committed. You say, it's like you have to honor the idea that you are committed to this and you're going to see it through thick or thin. And it always works out. It always has, at the end of the trouble period, you're like, okay, wow, that was worth it. I'm glad we stuck it out.
I think that in order to keep our marriages strong, it's very important that we be forgiving, number one. And then we let things that are offensive or hurtful pass and find passion and connection in each relationship.
To me, it's like, if you have an issue, talk about it, discuss it, work it out, be forgiving. You just really need to be able to forgive and move on and find a relationship where you are both happy.
So plural marriage is like monogamy on steroids. It's like bigger and more complex and kind of wild.
Intense.
More intense, yeah, for sure.
It's like you definitely have the same issues that, a monogamous marriage would. You've just got more of it because there's so many more people
There's more
to
layers.
consider. Yeah.
I think both beautiful things and both things that make you struggle or troubling things in a marriage are amplified by plural marriage.
Polygamy versus monogamy, there's some similarities, of course there's some differences. But I think a lot of the similarities are, these are 4 separate marriages, absolutely. In each one we're just as committed. It's an eternal commitment that we've made with each other, and a lot of monogamous marriages are like that. That's definitely a similarity.
I think in monogamy, couples that go a long time and they have a marriage that lasts have to actually consider always that they made a choice. And I think in plural marriage, it's the same. We always have to consider that we made a choice, and that's where it's at. Plural marriage, we make choices. Monogamy, we make choices. We make choices in plural marriage. Other people make choices in monogamy, and it's just a matter of honoring your choices and honoring your commitment to one another. I think it's the same on some levels. It's just more moving parts.
People always ask why we chose plural marriage. And I just think it's funny because I always try and come up with an answer of, I felt called to do this. I really like the idea of having sister wives, but it's just the fact that I met Cody Bad A. Brown and I got to pick him and marry him.
We make our choice about plural marriage. I believe, made our choice about plural marriage based upon religious.
Well, it wasn't just that. I saw beauty in it. There's definitely challenges, but I saw beauty in it. I saw a lot of very, I don't even know how to
loving, wonderful depth relationships.
Yeah.
Grandmas, same thing.
Yeah, like people want to be married because they see these old couples.
Yeah.
And they're still in love, and they're still sitting next to each other, and they're still sitting looking at the sunsets, and they're still going, we made it through, we figured it out, we continued through our ups and downs and our changes, we figured out how to still love each other and how to connect with God. The relationships with God are amazing because they, and to get through those tough times, they connected with God in order to do that. And that's what I saw, and I went, I want to do that. I want to achieve that. That's why I chose plural marriage. The benefits for plural marriage is that there is a lot more blessings and there's a lot more love. There's a lot more support. You don't have to, I've seen it over and over and over again where if I'm having a bad day, I know I've got, besides you, Cody, I know I've got 3 other adults that are going to sit there and support and help with these kids.
The one thing that I found in this family is that each mother has been able to crisscross to another mother's child and actually be the one that reaches that child. I know that Christine had an amazing ability to reach Janelle's children. And now, just as Christine said, Robin has been able to reach Christine's children. It seems like we are meeting the needs of our children in many cases better than we would have as just monogamous.
Well, and I think our children bear witness of that. They do.
I would say that is probably like one of the most important things. It's great for our relationship and stuff, but I think it's definitely tops for our kids.
When people ask us about our kids choosing plural marriage, I really don't know. My mom and dad didn't choose it until they were in their 40s. We chose it when we were young. I really just am leaving my children to understand what I believe and to find what they do. So it's a fair question because we're different, but it's an unfair question because everybody starts with, hey, falling in love.
I mean, I think the biggest thing we want for our kids is to have a connection to God. Above all else, no matter what, is to have a connection to God. And I think that'll take them to where they need to be. If it's in plural marriage, wonderful. If it's not, that's okay too. And we'll love them and want to have them in our lives forever.
Some of our kids have said they want to live plural marriage. Like Mariah has said over and over that she wants to live plural marriage. My girls have vacillated. Aspen and McKelty have vacillated. Maddie has said no. But
Logan
honestly,
and Hunter,
Logan,
we'll see.
I think it's just.
I'm not holding any one of them to what they're saying right now, though, because who knows what is going to happen in their life that's going to make them change, you know?
We just really don't know.